Does God see sin? I'll answer that in just a moment. Hey, I'm Mike. This is Temple on Wheels. Behind me is the Arkansas River. We are in Wichita, Kansas. And before you say, Mike, you mispronounced that, let me explain. With outside the borders of Kansas, this is the Arkansas River, but inside the borders of Kansas, they pronounce it the Arkansas River. So we're honoring them due to the fact that we're in Kansas. So does God see sin? One of the last things that Jesus said on the cross is, my God, why have you forsaken me? Theologians for years have studied this verse. It's a reference to Psalm 20. And the definitive conclusion is that at that moment, Jesus took all of our sin upon himself. He became sin. And God can't look at sin, so he turned his back on Jesus. And Jesus felt very alone at that moment, saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? Now, I told you a few weeks back that I'm doing the Bible Recap. It's a 365-day reading plan for the Bible, and it's hosted by Tara Lee Cobble. And the other day, she posed this scenario. Not to disagree or disprove what those theologians are saying, because it's a valid point. But think of it this way. Can God not see sin? Let's go back to Job. In Job, it says that there was a day when the sons of God came before the Lord and Satan was among them. Now, Satan is definitely a sinful person. He's the epitome of sin, the poster child of sin. It's not prior to him becoming Satan. When he was still in heaven, he was called Lucifer, but after the fall, he was called Satan. So this is definitely a reference to the time after the fall, but he's in heaven and he's in the presence of God. So God sees sin. Now, as to turning our back on us, there are verses after verses after verses where God says, I know the plans I've made for you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. I've taken your transgressions and thrown them as far as the east is from the west. So does he turn his back on us? I don't think so. Here's a possibility to think. When Jesus referenced Psalm 20, my God, why have you forsaken me? Back at that time, the Bible was not arranged as it is today. It didn't have book, chapter, verse so that we could go look something up. The way you referenced a psalm was, or any book in the Bible, is you read the first line or spoke the first line to reference that. So what was Jesus saying? One possibility is it said, this is a messianic psalm. Jesus may just be saying, hey, guys, go and read Psalm 20. It's about me. Okay? So the point I'm trying to make is when you fall into that trap of Jesus can't see sin and he turns his back on us, that promotes guilt and shame, and and causes us to run from God in times of our sin. And what he really wants is for us to run to him. Hey, I'm Mike. This is Temple on Wheels. Thanks for joining us.